Hey guys, I want to come on here today and talk about God, demons, and generals, right? So, like I always say, I'm not someone that I'm not here to play around. I'm not here to make friends. My calling, but the calling that I have in my life, I was called to be isolated. I was called to be alone. And there's many prophets that's like that. Many people that's really called from God. Once God has called you for a work that's great like this, you have to isolate yourself. You really have to isolate yourself and really take the world out of your system and to be alone. Once God has called you to be a prophet, He's called you to be a preacher, He's called you to be a teacher. Once God has called you to be those things, a lot of times, if the call is so great, because everyone has a different call. If you're called to do those things, you have to isolate yourself. You got to be alone. Isolate yourself from friends, family. Completely isolate yourself. Love them, but really cut yourself off from them, because once God has called you to do something and you know the voice of God, this walk is going to be hard, difficult, and tough. All right. So I always come on here and say, I'm not here to play games. I'm not here to just be on here for fame. I don't care about any of that. I'm here to tell you guys the truth and to help you guys within your walk with Jesus and help you try to make it to the kingdom. Because trying to make it is very hard and very difficult. I know before I leave this world, I'm gonna do everything I can in my power to lead God's people the right way, and to tell them the truth and to give them knowledge that they don't have, right? And I want to talk about a vision that I had from the devil, from Satan himself, because the devil. This is the thing about the devil. The devil has many tactics, but the main tactic the devil does is mess with your mind. That's the main thing he does, is to mess with your mind, right? Now, he can come in the form of a woman. He can come in the form of a child. He can come in the form of anything he wants to. And one thing I want to teach you about the devil isn't just one being, one evil spirit. The devil is a group. The devil is a group. Satan is not just one being. Satan is a group. Satan is a group of devils. It's a group. It's not just one specific spirit, one specific evil spirit, right? The devil is just not one specific person. The devil and Satan, it's a group. Satan's called the accuser. He accuses mankind. He accuses the humans, right? So when Satan, when he fell, he took a third of the angels with him when he fell, right? And so after that, he here to cause commotion. He here to destroy humans. He here to destroy us humans. He hate us humans, right? And so back to this vision, right? I had a vision probably a month ago, maybe, from Satan. Because I know the voice. That's why you have to know the voice of God. You have to know the voice of God. So Satan, he came to me as an angel of light. He came to me as a prophet of nowadays. A prophet named Ed Citronelli. He came to me as a prophet nowadays, right? That's what he transformed himself as, right? And I was in this place. I'm not sure where I was at. I was in some place, right? And I was doing God's work, and I was doing God's work, and I was doing God's work, and stuff like this, and stuff like that. And he appeared out of nowhere, an angel of light. He appeared as an angel of light, as someone that I knew that was a true man of God. He appeared in that form, but I know that wasn't really the real God, right? And so I was in this obstacle, right? And it was like this big ocean. And then he was talking to me, but I wasn't afraid of him, because I was so busy focused on doing things God called me to do, doing things God told me to do. I was so focused on doing things that God told me to do, right? And so, he grabbed my hand, and then we both jumped over this ocean, and we started like flying. We started like flying over this ocean. He's still talking to me. He's still communicating to me, right? And then we stopped. And then, we both started. He's still holding my hand, and we running together. And he's just talking to me. He was like, if you don't stop, he was telling me, he said, if you don't stop, they gonna come after you. And I looked at him and I said, who gonna come after me? And then he paused, and he had like a fearful face. He paused. He was like, he didn't know like what to say, right? And I said, who gonna come after me? While we still running, right? Like, and this is like fast. We're running like a super speed. And I looked at him and I said, who gonna come after me? And he paused and he was like, with fear, right? And right then I knew that was the devil. I knew that angel of light that came as an angel of light was the devil. Now, Ed Citronelli is a great prophet, a great man of God nowadays today. He's a great man of God today, right? And this devil who transformed himself into this man was terrified. And this is the thing how I knew the thing about this, that this was a devil, that this was Satan, right? Because the angels of God, once I've encountered visits from the angels of God, they don't ever be scared. They be ready. One thing about the angels of God and demons are afraid, right? Once the angels of God visit you, they will be easy with you. They'll be nice with you. They'll be like, don't be afraid. They'll tell you not to be afraid. They will tell you, I'm a messenger. They say all these different things, right? But one thing about them is the angels of God, they are not afraid. They don't have one lick of fear. They are not afraid. One thing about the angels of God, none of them are afraid. If you've ever been if you've ever encountered angels, if you ever encounter angels, those angels will be afraid. They will not come to you looking afraid. They will always be ready. They're gonna be ready to go for whatever God told them to do. The angels of God have no fear. The ones that didn't fall from God, they have no fear. Every time I was visited by an angel, they was ready. They had no fear. They was ready. Whatever God told them to do, they were ready. They were perfect. They was ready. Now, this is how I knew that this was Satan. Satan angels. Once you, I could say, figured out who it was, and you asked them very difficult questions in your dream, right? And it's very difficult. They give you looks that seem like they afraid, because they know that that's not the real angel sent from God. Right? And you have to be aware of these tactics that the devil uses, right? Because you have to fight for your mind. The hardest thing you will ever do in this lifetime is open your eyes. It's to open your spiritual eyes and see the truth for what it really is. I'm not called here to babysit. I'm not called here to make friends. I'm not called here to do any of these things. Listen, you always hear we in the end days, and it's truth. We've been in the end days for over 2,000 years. But now it's worse than ever. I feel like nowadays it's worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. But God got his prophet. He got his prophets. He got his generals. He got his word. He got his holy people that's doing his work. So, he giving people time. He's still giving people time. And then again, there's still prophecy that has to be fulfilled, right? And so these demons, they love to come. They love to attack. They attack me heavy in my dreams. They attack me heavy in my sleep, because I made a vow to God, which you're not supposed to do, before I even knew certain things about, God. I made a vow to him. And I made a vow to God, listen, I will give you my life. Even if I fall, I'm going to do the work that you created me to do. I made a vow to God, and you're not supposed to make vows to God. That's when I didn't have a lot of knowledge about God, right? And I made a vow because I was serious. I was sincere. And along the journey, I learned that I had to isolate myself. When all this knowledge started to come, God started to show me all these different types of things. And I started to realize this life is counterfeit. This life I'm living, this life all of us in the world are living is counterfeit. It's not real. It's fake. We actually really live in a matrix. And if your eyes are closed spiritually, you're dead. You are dead. If your eyes are closed spiritually, you are dead. And I got to tell you guys the truth, but this is not a time to play around. It's not a time to go out, have party, go out, play. I see so many people nowadays, they dead. Just about everybody, God has given me the spirit of wisdom. He's given me the spirit of knowledge. He's given me the spirit of discernment. God has blessed me with spiritual gifts to know, right? When I pray, the devils hate me. The devils hate every man, every true man that's really doing the work of God. Every true man. Because there's people that preach, they got Jesus' name in their mouth. But they from the devil, but they sent from the devil. So the devil not worried about them. The devil don't care about them. He already got them. But it's the people that's really doing the work. That's really, they got a sincere heart. They got a genuine heart, and that's not gonna lead nobody the wrong way. That's serious. And they take it serious, because it's serious walking with God. It's hard. It's difficult walking with God. As soon as you get born into this world, you're born into war. You're born into war, and you gotta learn how to isolate yourself. The prophet, the pastor, the teacher, we're going to be judged a lot higher than the people who we leading. The Apostle Paul said this: I wish not for many men to be teachers, to be preachers. I don't wish for it, because they're going to be judged on a higher level. It's like me. I'm going to be judged on a much higher level than my mom or than my dad. My dad going to be judged on a higher level than my mom, because he was a minister that backslid. So he going to be judged on a higher level. And they going around, they go around just living their life regular. They're just living their life regular. And when you have a call, when God has called you to do a work for the ministry, for the kingdom, prepare yourself for temptation. Prepare your soul. If anybody watches this video and they see it, my ministry is not for everybody. My ministry is not for everybody. I'm not here to play. I'm not here to sing songs and do all these different types of things. My ministry is not going to be for everybody. But it will lead you the right way, because it's not a time to play around. It's not a time. There's many preachers out there that's playing around and having fun and enjoying their time while they're here, right? That's not me. That's not what I was called to do. I was called to teach you guys the right way, to teach you that this walk with Jesus is hard, it's difficult. If you really want to be saved, you can't say your sinner's prayer, oh Lord Jesus, forgive me. That's not going to get you to heaven. I promise you, saying that little fake sinner's prayer is not going to get you to heaven. There is something that you have to do. There is something that you have to do in order to get to heaven. And it's more than saying the sinner's prayer. You have to really know Jesus. And after you really know Jesus, you have to give up your life for him. And you have to repent and live holy. And living holy ain't the easiest thing. It's not. Anybody who comes to you with a form of godliness but don't really walk that walk, they're gonna have a very painful judgment. Their judgment is gonna be so severe. So you guys got to be careful about who you watch, who you listen to, because I'm here to help you guys build your spiritual eyes, so you can see spiritual things. I'm not here to please nobody, to make anybody feel good. I'm not here to babysit. And I'm not here to babysit no one. But I'm here to help you guys. If any of you looking for a wife, looking for a husband, looking for any of those things, pray, fast. But the main thing, should never take your eyes off God. Let God be the center of everything in your life. Let him be the center of your job. Let him be the center of whatever you choose to do, everything. We live in perilous times. It's hard. Listen, there's LGBT, that thing from Satan, that spirit, that LGBTQ, that spirit is rampant. It's that movement is rampant. Satan know his time is short. He bringing all these souls with him. He's bringing all these souls with him. Now, everybody have their own struggle. Everybody struggle with whatever it is. Everybody have their own struggles, right? But you have to really be aware. You have to really be aware and be careful about who you surround yourself with, who you talk to, who you give your time to. You have to really be careful, because the Satan will come to you as the things that interest you. He will come to the things that you like. If you don't fully surrender and fully submit to God, you will fall. You will fall. And think about God, for a true believer, he don't give you that many times to fall. For a true believer, someone that knows the voice, and they know God, you can't continue to fall. If you continue to fall, you will be cut off. It's that serious. People don't understand. It's that serious to get to heaven. And the majority of people you see today is not going. The majority of people you see today are not going. All these videos and these books and these things that I post really take into consideration everything that I teach. Because for one, once you've had encounters with Jesus yourself, once you've had encounters with God in the spiritual realm, your life will never be the same. I always say that. Once you have really had a life changing, no one can change your life like God. I promise you. No counseling can change your life like God. Counseling is a cool thing. It's a beautiful thing. But counseling can't change your life the way God can change your life. Therapy can't change your life the way God can change your life. It's good to talk. Nothing can change your life the way God can change your life. God is a fire. He's a consuming fire. He demands change. He doesn't say try. He doesn't say try. He says change. And that's the best way for anybody to do it, is to be demanded to change. And you're gonna have your struggles. You're gonna have all your temptations. You're gonna struggle along your changing season. But if you really stick with God and you stick with His word, you will change. Over time, you will change. It ain't gonna be something that's gonna happen over if you've been stuck in some type of sin for years. You're not finna stop this in one. You're not finna stop this in a year. You ain't finna stop this just overnight. It ain't finna happen. God know that. But once you become free of it, all of it's out your system, and you know that it's all out and everything is holy inside you. You only got one chance to mess up and to just continue to live in a sinful lifestyle once you've been delivered and once you've been free from Satan and from the wicked spirits. So you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, because this thing is tough. This battle with God is tough. This walk with God is tough, and that's to all my believers. It's tough. You have to really be on your go. Listen, time is short. You don't know when you're gonna leave this world, man. I went to school. I've seen people 18, 17, 16, 15 die without 15 years old girl die without God, living like the devil. She didn't make it. She in hell. A 15-year-old who died without God. 15 years old, smoking, drinking, partying. She was very well aware of what she done. Died without God, 15. In my soul, I said, oh my God. Because I know. And it's terrifying. I think it was the Apostle Paul or John or Peter. One of them said, it would have been better if you wouldn't have created them, the sinners. Because they don't know. They don't. You guys still don't really know. People don't really know. They don't really know. They don't have no fear of God. They don't really walk for God. They don't really live for God. And this thing is hard. It's difficult. Jesus had to suffer much. He had to work much to brush off the sin of humanity. And we have to do the same thing. We have to work much and to do all that. The same thing that Jesus did, we have to do it. To brush off sin. Now, people tell you that your work don't matter. Your works matter. Your works matter. They won't get you into heaven, but your works matter. It's a point where, if you say you believe, but you don't have nothing in your life that shows that you believe, you live your life in vain. If you say you're a man of God or a woman of God, you say you believe, but there's no evidence of your belief or of your change, you live your life in vain. A lot of people worshiping God in vain right now. A lot of people worshiping God in vain. A lot of people in vain relationships. And that's just the truth. I see it all the time at me. I secluded myself. I stayed by myself. I'm alone a lot of the time, and I don't take being alone for granted. I've learned to enjoy being alone. Before I was like this, I always wanted someone around. I always wanted to be around people. I always wanted, a friend. I always wanted this stuff. I cared about irrelevant stuff, but when God came to me and revealed Himself to me, my life completely changed. My eyes was open to the truth. And I want to tell you guys, once your eyes are open to the truth, it ain't gonna always be pretty. Cause listen, the truth is not always pretty, right? This is eternal things we're talking about. It doesn't matter about how you feel. It doesn't matter about how you feel, because one thing about the truth is that the truth will never change. Satan has crept himself into religion, and he's created all these different types of religion. Now, you have to be holy. Forget about your religion. You got to be holy in order to get to heaven. It don't matter if you Episcopalian, it don't matter if you Baptist, it don't matter if you Lutheran. You have to be holy to get with God. It doesn't matter what religion you're in. You have to be holy to get to God. You have to be holy to make it to heaven. And if you're not holy, you're not gonna make it. Listen, in the world we live in now, it seems like sex is rampant, right? Sex is nothing wrong with sex. There's a lot of things wrong with it. If you're having sex, you're not married. So a lot of these people, a lot of these women and men nowadays, they make sex as the sport. They make sex as a sport. Like, you could just go out and have sex with this and that person, and they laugh and they enjoy it. God said it's pleasure in sin for a season, but after that, it's destruction. And before I really had knowledge about it, I was the same as the world. I lived like the world lived. Before I really had knowledge, before God blessed me and gave me wisdom and knowledge. Listen, don't be like the world. If you're a 15 or 16-year-old girl, stay a virgin until you get married. And if you're not a virgin, if you're not, if you don't ever get married, keep yourself holy to God. You gotta honor that. God honors virtue. He honors virtue. People see nowadays like, oh, she in her 20s and her 30s and her 40s and she's a virgin. What? Listen. Stay pure for God. Listen, don't worry about nobody else. Stay pure for God. And if you have, had sex and you're not, renew your vows to God, and you stay pure the rest of your life. If you get married or you don't, stay pure the rest of your life. Really fast, really meditate. If you have had sex before marriage and all these different types of things, remain pure for God, because that's the most beautiful thing you can never do is to stay pure. A lot of these women nowadays are not pure. A lot of these men are not pure men. A lot of these women are not pure women. They care more about looks than virtue. They care more about looks and pleasures than they care about God, their own creator. Right? So you guys gotta really, really be careful. Really be careful. Cause it's tough. You in the battle. Every believer that believes in Jesus, you are in a battle. You are in a battle, and it's hard. All right. So I love you guys. Pray for you guys. You guys stay up. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to DM me. Don't be afraid to message me on my email. So I love you guys. You guys stay prayed up. You guys pray. You fast. Pray and fast. Pray and fast. Pray and fast. Fasting will cast demons outside of you. If you fast, that fasting will cast demons out of your body. If you have demons, fasting will cast demons out of your body. And when I say fast, I'm not talking about the Daniel fast. I'm talking about no food, no water. Now I'm not telling you to fast 40 days, 40 nights. Those are for only soldiers of God that have special grace. Those are only for soldiers of God who has a special grace. Now fast 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, 8 days, 9 days, 10 days, 11 days, 12, 13, and so on. If you have that type of grace to do that. Because fasting, it cleans your soul. It really cleans your soul, and fasting casts out demons. What fasting does, it kills the flesh. Because the flesh, there's something in the flesh that's wicked. There's something inside of us that's wicked, and this wicked flesh. That's why you have to know how to dominate the spirit over the body. And fasting casts out those feelings that you have, those feelings of lust. That's spirits. Once you fast, you go without food and you go without water. Your mind is not focusing on no food. Your mind is not focusing on whatever lust you have. That wicked spirit that's in your body. Your mind is not your mind, your feeling, that body is not caring about that spirit. And you have to fast and pray until that thing is cast out. And once that thing is cast out, you will know. Once that spirit is cast out, you won't have those urges or that urge anymore. To whatever lust or whatever spirit you have within you, you're gonna feel like a light. Once you will know that spirit, that thing in you is gone. You're gonna feel like a light. You're gonna feel light, not like a light, but you're gonna feel light. Like you're gonna feel just light. Like your body not gonna feel heavy. And you will understand it. Once you get to that point, if you ever get free, you will understand what I'm saying. Your body just gonna feel light. Can't even explain. It's spiritual, right? So I love you guys. You guys pray. You guys stay prayed up. Don't be afraid to be alone. And for all my beautiful men, all my beautiful women, don't be afraid to be alone. We're living in the end times. Don't be afraid to be alone. It's a gift to be alone. Because a lot of people can't do it. I enjoy it because I've been through so much trials and tribulations being around people. And I don't trust nobody. I don't trust anyone. I don't trust my brother. I don't trust my sister. I don't trust my mother or my father. I love them dearly. Love them, but don't ever trust them. Trust only Jesus. Trust only God. Don't trust anyone. Don't trust nobody. Even your closest friend, don't trust them. Love them, but don't ever trust them. All right, I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time.